So I actually try making entry. You can see that entry right there. The price actually pulled back as I said, as I explained. So I made an entry at this zone. Okay, you can see my entry. The entry is perfect, and as the price pulled back to that level, we had this spike. So I'm going to be holding the trade for some time. Okay. Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. This is KingSefFX Trader right here. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to catch multiple spikes on Crash 300 and also Boom 300. Okay, you can also use this strategy on Boom 1000, Crash 1000, Crash 500, and Boom 500. Okay, in summary, you can actually use it in any of the Boom and Crash. All right, so this strategy is very simple, easy to use, and also accurate. Okay, so now before we proceed with the strategy, please, if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing to this channel. Okay, don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I release a new video just like this one. Okay, so if you are also interested in learning trading the right way, okay, I want to learn from scratch, or you want to learn some of the strategies I use, price action strategies I use, head on to kingsfxtraders.com and pick one of the courses there, and you can actually start with a free course. Then from there you make choice of going for the paid version, and get yourself equipped, all right, when it comes to trading synthetic indices, Boom and Crash, volatilities, and all that. Okay, so this strategy is very simple. So what I'm expecting right now is that I'm expecting a spike to come. Okay, it's a signal. Okay, I'm waiting for a signal. So if it plays out well, I will take a trade. Okay, live. Okay, if it plays out well, I'll take a trade live. So I'm expecting a spike to come. Then after that spike, this particular this blue line right here, okay, is going to cross to the downside. Okay, show me a sign to the downside this way, then I'm going to enter a trade. Okay, so I will explain the strategy. Okay, so first of all, we are going to do the setup so that you understand the setup and what I'm using here. So I'm using just 3 indicators right here. One indicator on the main chart, which is moving average. Then I have moving average on the window one, and also RSI. Okay, so the setup is very simple. So we go to our moving average first, our setup, which is our indicator setup. We have the first indicator right here as moving average 30. Okay, we have the shift 0, we have method exponential, apply to close, style trapezoids. Then you change the color to any color of your choice. Okay, so you can screenshot this and set it up yourself and click on done. The next moving average, the next indicator we are adding, that is indicator window 1. We are adding relative strength index on the RSI. Okay, you are going to leave it by default. Okay, if your own is not by default, maybe you have resetted it, just click down here where we have set to default. Okay, once you click it, it will reset. The only changes you are going to make is right here, levels. Okay, here in levels you are going to choose 10. Okay, and we choose 90. Then here we choose 4 pieces, then change the color to black because I'm using a white background. Then after that I will click on done. Okay, sorry, I need to reset that again and click on done. Then 90, black, and 4. Okay, done. Then the last indicator right here is our moving average 10. Okay, shift 0, method exponential, apply to close, then style trapezoid, then change it to any color of your choice, guys. Then after that you click on done. Okay, so basically these are the indicators we are using. You can see we had that spike I told you guys. So this is the signal I'm waiting for, which is this spike. I told you I'm expecting this. Oh shit, I needed to enter this trade, but you can see how the spike started coming. Okay, I'm expecting more spikes. Okay, I'm expecting more spikes. So what I'm looking at now, I've seen the signal already. I missed the first entry, which is supposed to be at this zone. Okay, once you had that first signal and the price start pulling up, or pulling back. That's a kind of the first entry point. So I missed that already. So the next thing I'm waiting for now again is I want to wait for this moving average. As the price is pushing to the upside, this moving average is going to cross this way. Okay, so I'm waiting for the price to push up to that level. Okay, once the price push up to the level of that moving average again, like retrace back to the moving average, I'm going to be making another entry for more spikes. Okay, so that's basically how it works. You can see, as I explained, the blue line, which is the RSI line, have crossed. Okay, it have crossed to the downside, showing us direction. Okay, so we are going to be expecting more spikes to the downside. The aggressive entry, kind of risk entry, is once you see our purple line, which is the moving average 10 at level 90. You can see more spikes. You can see the spikes. Okay, you see sometimes I miss out trade because of videos, but it's fine. So that is exactly how these things. I told you I supposed to enter the trade, but I was just showing you the setup, and the spikes keep coming. So you can see first the purple moving average is there at level 90. Once it's there, that's the risk entry. You can enter your trade right there, and you start catching those spikes. Okay, then the second entry is once the first spike comes, okay, and the blue crosses to the downside, like what you are seeing here to the downside, then you wait for a little bit pull back to our moving average. So once the price pull back, like what happened right there when we had that green, that's first small candlestick drop, that's the bullish candlestick right there. And after the pullback, you can actually make entry, and you enjoy the rest of the spikes. Okay, so we can actually backtest to see how these things work. Let me just give you just maybe one or two right here. So you can see here the price actually converged. That is our moving average 10 hit this level. Okay, the aggressive entry is once it hits, you can actually make your entry. Okay, but for me, I like to enter conservatively by waiting for one spike to come. So once a spike comes, the blue is going to cross to the downside this way. Okay, once the blue crosses, I just wait for maybe a pullback to my moving average right here, or I'm going to make entry immediately once the first spike come. Once the spike is not that long, I'm going to make entry. If the spike is long, okay, I'm going to wait for a little pullback to that moving average, okay, before I make my entry. So if you look here, this spike is not long. You can see that spike right there. Yeah, that brought the crossing. Is not that long, so I'm still going to enter the trade immediately. Okay, but if the spike is long, let me see if I can get any example of when we have a longer spike. This spike is also not long, so the same thing I'm talking about. The price is here, a spike comes, which is this spike. Okay, the price, the blue crosses to the downside, and I will make entry. Okay, and after the entry, you can see how massively the price drops to the downside. It's very simple how to catch these multiple spikes. Then look at right here. Okay, so look at what happened here. So it's good that you also see this. That's why it's always good when you are catching spikes, because you're able to manage your account well. Okay, so basically the first spike came, okay, which is this small one. Okay, and the price crosses to downside. I say once there is a small spike, just enter immediately. You don't need to wait for a pullback. So as you just make your entry here, okay, once the spike comes, you make your entry, then you are going to catch this first spike. Okay, then maybe if you are holding the trade to catch multiple spikes, your stop loss might be triggered, because this is the point where your stop loss should be above the previous swing high, which is there. Okay, so maybe if you are waiting to catch multiple spikes, you might actually be taken out. Okay, but you are good. I think what you need to do is once the first you catch the first spike, you shift your stop loss to entry point, guys. Okay, to break even. So here is your entry point, and you caught this first spike. By the time you caught the first spike, you have shifted your stop loss from here, okay, to here, to this point. So you are not losing anything. Even as the price pull back to this level, you are not losing anything. Okay, you have secured your capital, right? So that's exactly another method to manage the trade. if you want to manage that trade that way. So it's a simple strategy, guys. Just check out how these things work, and you are going to enjoy, you know, this strategy, guys. So it works on boom 300, crash 300, even 1000, and also 500. So you can test this strategy out. Remember, the first thing you need to do is first set up your indicators. Okay, so you might be asking me, what role does this indicator here plays? Okay, now let's assume that you missed the first entry, you missed the aggressive entry, and you missed the first entry here. So what are you going to be expecting again? So we are expecting that this price is going to pull back to this indicator. That's the function of this indicator right now. So once the price pull back to that indicator, we are likely going to have the next spike to the downside this way. Okay, so that's what you are going to be using the indicator for. If you miss the first entry, you wait for the price to pull back to that indicator again before you make the next entry. So that's exactly why I put that indicator in the main chart. Okay, so you need to wait. Once you have that long spike, you need to be patient enough and wait for the indicator, the price, sorry, to come back to that indicator. Okay, like a pullback. So the indicator is going to be serving as resistance on crash. Okay, so on boom is going to be serving as support. So once the price pull back to the indicator again, we are going to be making more entry to the downside. Okay, so that is exactly why we use that indicator in case of a longer spike. Okay, so but if you have a very small spike like all these ones, you are going to be making entry. Once you see this small spike right here, you make entry at this point. Okay, your stop loss should be above that swing high. Then if you discover a bigger spike like what happened here, you can see that the price spiked to the downside. Okay, then you wait for a pullback to this line. If you miss the entry right here or here, then you wait for a pullback to our moving average. You can see how the price pulled back to this level and we had the next spike. Okay, so that is exactly what we're expecting at this zone. So once the price pull back again to that level, we're expecting the next spike to the downside. Okay, so that is how to use this strategy. I hope this is helpful. I hope you are going to try this out, check it out, and you are going to see how profitable you can actually become using the strategy. So remember, why I love catching spikes is that you can actually manage your trade while catching spikes. What I mean is that you actually decide how much risk you will take. Okay, because if I'm setting my stop loss above here, I can easily calculate the PIP, okay, from my entry point to the level where I'm going to be setting my stop loss, and I'll be able to know the value in dollar and know how much I'm risking. Okay, but if you are trading against spike, which is picking those small candlesticks, if a longer spike comes, it can actually you know, make you incur more losses than you planned. Okay, you might be expecting to lose $10 or $20, and at the end of the day, because of how long the spike is, maybe you lose more than that. Okay, that's a disadvantage of picking the small candlesticks. And if you are actually catching spikes, you decide how much you want to lose, or that is you want to risk per trade. Okay, which actually gives you the room to manage your account properly. Okay, so that's exactly what this strategy will actually help you do. Okay, so guys, try it out, and if you have any question, drop it on the comment section. Okay, remember, check out my website at kingsfstraders.com. If you are new to trading, or you are advanced trader, or you want to learn KSFS strategies, price action strategies, and also some good indicator strategy, then go to that website and start from the free course. You can also pay for the paid version to enjoy more of my strategy and some advanced concepts when it comes to trading. That's that for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy this. Bye for now, guys.